you be to be put to shame. Do not allow us to be devoured by the hands of the wicked. Do not allow us, O mighty one, to fall prey to those who do not know thee. You will deliver us, not because we are righteous, but because of your mercy. Hear our cry and our supplication. We are not armed. We have not killed anyone. We have not jailed anyone. We have not done anything at all to warrant the level of destruction and carnage being visited upon your children. The same way Israel suffered, so is Biafra suffering today. And if you, Elohim, can deliver Israel, so will you deliver Biafra. That is our hope. That is our anchor of everything that we hold dear as a race and as a people. You brought Biafra that light may come into Africa. You gave us hope because we are in a continent of hopelessness. And by thy grace, Biafra shall be restored. We shall be resurrected. We shall crown our efforts with the glory by the grace of the Most High Himself. We are not strong. We do not pretend to be strong. All we do is to submit ourselves to your will, that your will may be done upon our lives. We have lost many people. We have lost so many good people. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten. We shall honor them, and for their sake Biafra will come. Israel lost people, and today Israel is here as a beacon of hope in a land filled with darkness. We beseech thee, Elohim, because we are wandering all over the world, hoping against every hope that things will turn around for the better. It has never turned around for the better. Instead, it is getting worse. Please do not abandon your children. You have given us a commission, and we must accomplish it in our lifetime. We have come to honor your holy name. We have come to praise thee. We have come to honor thee, that your name may be glorified, adored, and praised forever and ever. Ise, Ise, Ise. I welcome each and every one of you, wherever you are all over the world.
Hello, wonderful people of Biafra. IPOB one family. IPOB one family. One family, IPOB. Please, my name is Mazi Ikechukwu. Please join me together to welcome Mazi George Umeh, the North London coordinator. Mazi, please introduce yourself. You are welcome, Mazi. Please introduce yourself. Mazi, you are not coming out. Your volume, you're not coming out.
Sorry, Mazi, I was muted. Thank you, wonderful people of Biafra around the world. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on your time zone. We are here once again on Critical Analysis, where the truths are being laid bare. My name still remains Mazi George Umeh, reside here in United Kingdom, remain the North London coordinator, Mazi Ikechukwu Ezumezu.
Mazi, you are welcome, Mazi. You are welcome. Hello, my wonderful people. Today, this is emergency broadcast for what transpired in Radio Biafra some days ago. And we are here to do justice to it. And we say there's no room for cabal, said by our leader Mazi Ikechukwu, and we maintain on it, and we stand on it, and we are going to defend it. But before we proceed, I would like to show Biafrans the wonderful video threading today on Twitter and also on Facebook. The white kids supporting the legislation of Biafra. Then ask yourself, what are you doing with your kids? If those kids came out, tie the Biafra flag, singing on Igbo language, what are you doing with your kids, with your children? Please watch.
Allora, se guardiamo le immagini, l'abito che sono messo a posto, queste due bambine avanti, sono flag di Biafra, bandiera di Biafra, per protestare quella che sta succedendo in Biafra, per chiedere la libertà del nostro capo, Mazi Ikechukwu, e il referendum dei biafrani. Quindi i bambini chiedono il referendum per i biafrani e la libertà della loro capo, Mazi Ikechukwu. Quindi i bambini italiani dicono freedom per Biafra, freedom Mazi Ikechukwu. All hail Biafra.
Hello, Mazi. Mazi, what do you have to say for this wonderful message these kids are passing to the world leaders?
Thank you, Mazi. You know, whatever we do, we ascribe it to our leader, Mazi Ikechukwu. That's why you see today loads of people are jumping up and down, claiming to be IPOB, but they're not. Onyendu said a time will come. Every household we speak about Biafra, and IPOB will become a phenomenon. And that's the era we are now. You know, that's the era we are. That the white kids are singing the song on our mother tongue tells you all you need to know. Onyendu said that Biafra, as Israel, if you listen to the prayer that you were made before we start this program, that Israel was found in a, you know, they found in a, it's like dropping a little fish in the middle of ocean, but they still survive and thrive out and come out of it. Mazi is a honor, and this is one thing we must hold there to. Every single hardcore IPOB member should look back and be proud of themselves. And remember that what we are doing, we are not doing it because we want to impress anybody, but we are fighting our fundamental right to humanity and to restore a nation for black people as a whole, as entirety. It's not just for Biafrans. It's not for Biafrans or not even for Africa. This is for the entire motherland to call a home of their own, because everything started from Bight of Biafra. All the slaves that you see today in America, you know, etc., 80% of them was taken away from the Bight of Biafra. So we must know where we come from. It's a things of joy and honor. And Maz, that's why we're here. And that's why we must guide it jealously, that anything we do as an IPOB to pursue this, you know, inalienable right to restore our nation, we must hold it there. If the kids of Caucasians are singing our dialect, Mazi, Biafra is here. And when you say Biafra is the last miracle, it will be restored in Chukwuka Biama's name. Mazi, you say? Yes, sir. There we go.
Mazi, you have done justice to it. You have just done justice to it. And what you say is 100% right. So we thank Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's a blessing to Biafrans. Chukwu Kika Biama will be with him in that DHS custody, dungeon. And his life will preserve by Chukwu Kika Biama. He said, Mazi, I saw a news today that UK, where you stay, deny a problematic court bail. I don't know if you come across the news. What do you have to say about that?
Mazi, to be honest with you, I'm not really concerned. I remember in our forum here, some people were, at the time, some of them were actually saying that we should go and protest in a promoter's favor. My brother, a lot of things has happened. You know, when people, you know, opinion is allowed to you to give your own opinion. But one thing is about, is that opinion valid? IPOB, imagine IPOB protesting against United Kingdom for holding Ekwelumadu. Ekwelumadu was the person that ate the money. Oyendi said it on one of his programs. Jonathan gave them money to build Enugu Onitsha Express Road. You see that road? That death trap that goes to his hometown. Get to Enugu to him to find his hometown. Ekwelumadu ate that money. They share that money among themselves. You know, Mazi, we live in an era. As I said, whatever I do in this life, let it follow me. But there was a called generational curse. The curse of your forefathers will always found you one way or the other. These are evil men. I have no empathy for them. Whatever that happened to them, he's very lucky that he was in prison in the United Kingdom. United Kingdom is not a prison, it's just relaxing. You know, because here nothing happens to him. He's watching TV. Probably if you want to go to school, they will still put him in school there. You know, to go to proper school. So for me, I don't pay attention to their news, but it is thing of that United Kingdom is playing the game. Don't forget that the people that they're player master, they are the one that orchestrated what is happening. So remember, they always go after our own people, but you never hear any Fulani man being held in the United Kingdom, regardless whatever they've done. Umar Duko in 1984 was a rendition here, was about to be smuggled out of city airport here. United Kingdom stopped it, and it was a big problem. That's the question mark today. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a British citizen with a British passport. And rendition happened in Kenya. They keep mute. Tells you all you need to know. So, issue of Ekwelumadu, they know what the game they are playing because probably their top probably is going to have a voice. But Mazi, we are not interested. Whatever happened to him, I don't care. That shouldn't be our worries because we are pursuing one thing. And that thing is the restoration of Biafra. And nothing else. Oyendi said, it's not because they don't love freedom, but because they are weak and lame. That is why. They're thinking about what they will eat. Wretchedness is about thinking about myself. When people had about wretchedness, is not about because you're poor. Wretchedness, that's the only to explain it because I'm a graduate in Radio Biafra. I'll quote my leader every single word I say. I will refer to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Wretchedness is not based on because you are not rich or you're poor. No. You have everything, but you're not comfortable. You're not satisfied. That's why they could bot you over easily. That's what we are seeing today in IPOB. So many wretched people have invaded us, but we're here to dismantle them. One piece by piece, we will send them to abyss where they belong, Mazi. There we go.
Yeah, Mazi. What you say is right, you know. I don't want to dwell on it, but only one word I will say, you know. And I quote our leader. Serve Nigeria government and come home with shame. That's what is happening to Ekwelumadu. I'll end it there. Mazi,
Yeah.
you know, we are here to prove to the world again, to prove to the Biafrans again, to IPOB again, that what we are saying, and a lot of people, some people mislead or misform what we are saying, or misform about our program. Today is playing around. Some days, I think some days ago, you know, group of people, the Cabals, they came on Radio Biafra again with their boy Mazi Ikechukwu Ezumezu, South Africa coordinator, to remove, to close some of the units in South Africa. And what baffles me, even that guy Chubike, who play his voice here, that called them on air then to tell them that what they are doing is not good. And we can remember that man Mazi Chubike, that countered them what they are doing about Madam Nenyanya. Do you know they removed that Mazi and replaced it with Mazi Ikechukwu? This is the cabal we are talking about. They are removing the people that hold the South Africa, a whole Cape Town. No, but I'm not surprised. No, my happiness is that Cape Town, they are too strong, and PRETORIA, they are too strong. They go nowhere. They go nowhere. No, they are unshakable. These cabals will not do them anything. But we have to go on and we have to prove to Biafrans, to IPOB, what really happened. And Mazi, I would like us to play that voice note from the national coordinator from South Africa, Ikechukwu Ezumezu. I think we started from there. It's important so people will understand what really happened.
Where's the voice note? Because I don't have that voice note. Which one are you talking about?
The voice notes, Ikechukwu Ezumezu, where the names of the coordinators, a code, and the unit coordinator includes, is important,
I don't have it. I don't have that. I don't have that. We don't have that clip here, Mazi. We don't have it on this program, so as I'm now. I don't think it's necessarily. So we shouldn't dwell on the names people you call. We just need to. We don't have it on our system here, so let's not drill ourselves with it. The point is, the names of that clip. We don't have that clip. Do you have it? If you have it, you can play it from the background because I don't have it.
I think because it's important. It's about 13 minutes. The name,
let's not dwell in that. We'll do that program on Sunday. Let's just go straight to what we come to here today. Tonight,
okay.
People that mentioned their name on Radio Biafra, the useless guy, whatever you call his name, Ikechukwu Ezumezu, is irrelevant, Mazi.
Okay.
Let me deal with this issue. We're not here to play 13 minutes voice of an idiot. So far as I judge your concern, none of these people are worthy to speak on Radio Biafra that I contributed money on, and many souls have passed away on. It's a sacrilege that CHIKA, EDOZIEM'S, and his cronies allow such thing to be, those travels to be happening in Radio Biafra. Now, I want to make one thing clear here before I start playing the voice of the Western Cape executive voices. We need to play their voices because they're going to come into this program on Sunday. Now, what is sitting on the screen, we are here to set the record straight. Only Onyenu Mazi is going to have the right to sack or other removal member according to our code of conduct, IPOB Bible, in quote. Now, what's happened here is this. The trend of CHIKA EDOZIEM'S coming on Radio Biafra to remove people was stopped after he mentioned my name on Radio Biafra, because, there's some certain individual in this world you don't touch, you don't lay your filthy hands on. CHIKA EDOZIEM'S and his cabal with his brother that both of them live in Switzerland. They're called Austin Albani. These are evil men. He came on Radio Biafra to tell that, okay, Madam, you can't remove Madam Nenyanya. But Albani was the person going around, having meetings, calling financial meeting without Madam Nenyanya being there, telling you don't listen to anybody on Radio Biafra. I have all these things on tape for their information. I told them, I have not played what I have against them, or the information as my principal officer I have against them. I have not shown it I haven't shown it to Biafrans. I want them to one day to come out and say that whatever I said in this program, it is not what they have said. We are using their own word against them, just like as what is happening now. Last week, we did a program here about Madam Nenyanya. Madam Nenyanya was this program. She was in live on the program. She never had opportunity to air her own view because this thing was concocted with Simon and Ekpa when they gave him the audio to them to when they attack our finance. She has no voice to speak. But that day she was writing something. Every single thing that idiot they called Nzulumike said about Madam Nenyanya was lie. He's owing Madam Nene 500 euro. He doesn't have, he's not a signatory to the account. All these are the lies he told on that particular audio. These are the men that we giving our hem of affair and things he said about our leader. Now, I want to state this to everybody listening tonight as a Biafran and IPOB, because one thing I understand is some of us, if you want to have something from a black man, put it in writing. Our code of conduct, none of them, core coordinators, none of them, I said 80% of IPOB coordinators don't know what, even in CHIKA, including himself, don't even know the meaning of our code of conduct. They use it when he suit them, just like the preachers in the Bible. When the Bible, they will quote you Malachi for you to pay tithe, but when it comes to the main thing, they won't tell you about it. Tonight, I want to let you know. I will upload our code of conduct here for everybody that want to see that. Only Mazi Ikechukwu is there. The national coordinator of South Africa, whatever his name is, has got no power to remove any IPOB principal officer. Not when the case has gone to CRC, which the person there is a crony. That guy is a petty 419er, because I'm not the one that called him. These guys that will play their audios here. A man that was sleeping in our office in Germany lied against Madam Nenya, and you told Madam Nenya that she's going to deal with Madam Nenya. He could have go and deal with the landlord. He said that he was packing his stuff to see when they want to blackmail people, they start saying that thing they're doing. He said he was packing his stuff. Is our office a packing store? You're loading your property. Are you using our office as where you do your personal business? Onyendu called you. He's saying that instead of Onyendu, you pack your stuff there. Did he actually say that to our leader? So you're telling me in your workplace, you're using your workplace as a storage. You live in Germany. This is how you people nail yourself. You shot yourself in the foot. By that comment already, anybody that have common sense that live in the Western world know that such thing does not exist. Every single one of us work in office. Are you going to use your office as a storage? I'm asking you. You went to the zoo and married, and you are a deputy DOS. And all these things, your sister, you still believe in the zoo. Because if you don't, why would you go and marry back home and come back? Onyen did it before he started the struggle, but you're doing your own after you have engaged in the struggle. Yeah? Why I'm pointing all these things? Because what you have done in IPOB, all of you are evil. Man, you point to all your generations. Go and mark my word somewhere. This is not a joke. Because many people have died in this struggle. Now, the idiot in South Africa now is in your face. Now, he's the one mentioning people. Now, where's CHIKA EDOZIEM'S? I thought his job is to come to the level and sack people. You're threatening everybody that speak. He will remove them. He has got no power to remove anybody. You'll shut anybody down. Those in Pretoria, or all these people that mentioned their name, including national coordinator, including the Johannesburg. Is Johannesburg coordinator, right? Is Johannesburg Mazi? I can't hear you. Can you?
Is Johannesburg coordinators Mazi Chubike, you know?
Mazi Chubike, he removed. Mazi, you don't need to bother yourself. All you guys to do the right thing. You guys must galvanize yourself. Our brothers in Cape Town and Pretoria are very strong. They are hardcores. You must follow suit. These men have lost they have nothing left. Those that started calling them criminal when we were defending them, probably they know something we didn't know. That's they say, what you don't know is bigger than you. But now we've seen the reality because it's playing in our faces. So, whatever pronunciation that I made in Odo Biafra is not and void. Only Onyendu. CHIKA EDOZIEM'S. I want to ask you tonight, when Onyendu instructed National Coordinator United Kingdom to remove the former, because he's a former, Southeast Regional Coordinator and Forest Gate Coordinator, which is a veteran. What did he say to our coordinator? This is the pure disobedience. Insubordination. He pleaded with her. Because you people think, oh, she didn't know what's happening in IPOB, that he should allow him to resign as a veteran. Because Onyendu didn't know he was a veteran. Because Onyendu is not there. I think he can override our leader. But you were hell-bent coming to Radio Biafra and announce people's name. Now, the whole board of so-called DOS was in Radio Biafra. Now, a clown came in to come and announce to disband 80% of South Africans. Where do you drive that power from? You CHIKA EDOZIEM'S don't have it. You know that. So, national coordinator to remove individual, especially when the matter has gone into the CRC, is a special interest. Is the decision of our leader. Is the decision of Onyendu to decide who stays or who goes. Mazi Ikechukwu cannot, anybody sending messages or cases to Mazi Ikechukwu, you don't need to waste your time. That's the only way carton, complete garbage. These are compromised individuals. Because what has played in here is a shred. If the zoo, if you listen to the audio we played last week, when they asked him about Onyendu, what he said, and what he said about our leader, you know that these people don't believe in Biafra. That is why his sister is doing business back home. He went back home and married. All this is what he said against Madam Nenyanya. All them and Biafra. How did he went back home if he was a deputy leader? Like, I cannot go because I'm using my name. So how did he go? How did he manage to go and marry and come back without nothing happening to him? Until he answered that question. So what I want to say tonight is even CHIKA, EDOZIEM'S, and Anthony Chukwuemeka and which head of director of sales, the Cabals should not come out and make any announcement. Should come out and make announcements themselves. If they want this thing to stand, let them come out and make it. So we'll put it on record again that they still hell bent on what we have already known. So what I'm saying here is that my comrades in South Africa, you guys must continue your good work. The Pretoria executive is going to be coming to our program on Sunday. Yeah, Mazi? Are they coming?
Yeah, Cape Town executive and Pretoria executive, they are coming together.
Two of them are coming to lay this matter to bear, because we will play voices here. When they were grooming all these media worms, they don't know what they were in for. All of them have come out publicly and said they must remove Madam Nenyanya. All of them from A to Z. All of these people claiming that they are media worms. Some of them I thought they were human beings before, but I didn't know that they are in the same caliber. Because Onyendu said that every night he prays, he asks God to show him the part of black man. There's a part of black man that is incoherent. People that he thought that they have, there's something in them, he didn't know that they were just goof. These are goofies, are goofing around. Right? So at the end of the day, we will show them. We will play the voices of our comrades in South Africa. And we'll take it from there. Because at the end of the day, the judgment this guy gave on the national coordinator being... Because all of them are stealing our money. There's nothing else. It's a business. That's why CHIKA EDOZIEM'S come on the Biafra have the nerve. After they ate $747,000 our former ESN account, they close it. They share the money among themselves. We have evidence of that. We will do justice to it one day. And we are just waiting for them. Now, Umeh account, all the money that went there, they ate that money. They turn around now, went into IPOB pause. CHIKA EDOZIEM'S come on the Biafra. Say anybody that want to do fundraising must call us to Nabani. Now, all of them have said they must remove Madam Nenyanya and Canon Takan. We are still waiting. We are still waiting for you guys to remove them. Remember that as we said, listen to me, Mazi, when this thing started, even before we didn't know all this is happening, I made a very specific reference to everybody. I said, do you know why we have 3 heads in the US? Do you know why? Because they're all independent. The answerable director Onyendu. Only Mazi Nani can be answerable to, but they work simultaneously as a body. But the head of finance, director of state, head of media, these people are independent. That is why CHIKA EDOZIEM'S could not interfere when Onyendu sent message to Simon Ekpa. You wait for him to wake up from sleep in Australia. Tells you all you need to know. But today, the question you're asking ourselves, why are they involving in our finance if they could not remove Madam Nenyanya? Tell you that they know what they are doing. They want to kill IPOB naturally because they want Onyendu to die in prison. CHIKA EDOZIEM'S, Austin Abani, that guy is a devil. I don't go after people without being sure. They asked him, Mazi, get that audio because we'll play it in next program. Madam Nenyanya, because everybody, all of them have said Madam Nenyanya must be removed. Canon Takano is not holding position. Canon Takano is Oyendu's younger brother. Because if Canon Takano is irrelevant, why did you call him to find out where Onyendu is? Chika EDOZIEM, you are second in command as he claimed. So why didn't you know Onyendu was going to Kenya? Why are you calling Canon Takano if it's not a family business? Chida Sanwo, his younger sister is in Italy, a coordinator. We'll come to that when the time is right. With her picture and everything, we'll show you people to know. I said it before, all these people, when they are saying something, just know that thing they're saying. And there's a particular guy in UK here, in our zone. I remember when this guy was pointing finger on somebody. So, oh, this person did it because he wanted to get paper. The guy didn't have paper. IPOB gave him paper. If the same person said, Onyendu said, oh, you can't hold 2 positions. This same guy now is holding 3 positions. These are charlatans. Mediocres. These are psychophants, all of them, ought to say, because if they were not in a village and they did not detox themselves before they join IPOB, they think IPOB is one of their useless meetings they do in their village. IPOB must be detoxed before you join IPOB. So that is what's happening, Mazi.
Yeah, Mazi, let's go back to this issue in South Africa before we start hearing their voice. You know, all those things spreading around. We haven't heard the voice of African led. We haven't heard the voice of that young man.
No.
That tells you, you know, they are jumping his office. You know?
Go on.
Yeah. And again, Maz, just like I said, do you know in Cape Town they have up to 11 units? 11 units. You know, and you say you want to shut a whole Cape Town, all of them, you know. These men are mediocre, they are jokers.
Mazi.
Then you go to a PRETORIA. You say you want to shut them again. Why? These are people that make things happen in South Africa.
They have spoken by their own voice. We play their voice. We don't even need to stress over them. And they will come to this program. And now, you know, the first time they came here, they were being diplomatic. Like I said, it is not everybody. You can't buy George, man. What do you get, madam? I know why I joined IPOB. I know my right. The code of conduct give me that right. Because this man, even the zoo people, they are on the side watching what is happening. But all of them are going to die on shame because these are moles within IPOB. And we had to uproot them. They are moles, Mazi. Onyendu know, was these people not among Onyendu say I could not find 3 men when he came out from Israel? Onyendu know these people by their names, Mazi. I'm not stressing, but we cannot let them get that way because what they are doing, they tell you autopilot, infiltrator. They created it because they want everybody to be on disarray. IPOB to die a natural death. Because they have collected what they have now enriched themselves. Now, the next stroke they did was to go into IPOB, even our monthly due, attack our monthly due. So IPOB will now shut off completely. CHIKA EDOZIEM'S did the same thing in 2015 when he was European rep. He was the first person that opened an account, parallel account against IPOB in Switzerland. That guy enough. It is not today. They have been. Us in Albany will say, oh, why don't you give CHIKA EDOZIEM'S the same? Whistle. Us in Albany. Can CHIKA EDOZIEM'S fit in Onyendu's nail? What of Onyendu's nail? Can CHIKA EDOZIEM'S fit there? Can CHIKA EDOZIEM'S fit in Onyendu's can CHIKA EDOZIEM'S fit there? Onye chance or trouble allowance. You want to ascribe respect to Mazi Nnamdi to CHIKA EDOZIEM'S because na CHIKA EDOZIEM'S knows you Mazi Nnamdi Ozi. Man, let's what we're gonna do, Mazi. You know, this whole South Africa saga has started for a very long time. Not only South Africa, even what's happening in UK here, because I stand against them. I was the one that come out. Nobody else wouldn't do it. I left them. When I come out for you guys in Kona, you go into oblivion gaga. Because now only had a distracted Biafrans. I am Meria. So we will start with the voices of our brothers in South Africa. right? Those executive, what they said, we have to play those voices tonight for Biafrans to listen to.
Yeah, and again, Maz, we have to state, the only thing those men, those IPOB Western Cape is fighting, and also in Pretoria is fighting. It's only one thing. You must obey code of conduct. Only one thing. Only one thing. This is why they came against them, and these men said no. We stand on code of conduct. Period.
Code of conduct don't mean anything to you. We will play the voice of the clown, the one they made coordinator. You know this life, yeah? The one they say is a coordinator. I don't know what is coordinating. Somebody he can't even read up a words that are written for him. He can't read it. And he want to be a coordinator. Or somebody said that United Kingdom. Now London, but United Kingdom. And they're gonna have a media warrior, media worms. Man, that is not the issue. Because I don't consider people like him. I don't want to mention Ikechukwu's name here because Ikechukwu Onorabe is a comrade and is a hardcore, is a man I respect, and that mutual respect still remains there because I believe in men that stand on what they believe. He's not my personal friend. What we are involved in is ideological consistency about IPOB. Okucha, any day issue of IPOB doesn't resonate. Just like what's happening here. So many of them think probably because me and you are attending meeting. No, my brother and sister, if it's not because of IPOB, I don't have anything, but and I know the kind of life I live because I'm a preserver. I preserve myself the way I am. God in heaven will be my witness. So Mazi, we will play their voices. As they play the one, I'll talk over it. Another one finish, we'll talk over it. Before we play the voice on the verdict of the Cabal on the national coordinator. Their national coordinator, after he was caught stealing money from IPOB, because you're going on an errand for IPOB. I've been involved. That cost me a lot of money. I never mentioned it to anybody. I dealt with it my own. Even get record because of IPOB. I never mentioned it to anybody. Because people have given their life. So if you working for IPOB, it's a voluntary. That if you can't take the heat, don't go to the kitchen. You know what you are getting yourself involved in the first place. But even if IPOB go out of their way and borrow you money, you return the money for me. I don't borrow money to anybody. Don't care what's happening to you. I made it clear, and that is the IPOB fundamental rules. So when I might drop, that money will not come out. If you want, you can go through the right source. Not me, we'll give it to you. If we can't raise it among ourselves, not IPOB money. Doesn't matter if you £1, I won't release it. That is rules when it comes to finance in IPOB, for those who does not know. The financial secretary must be aware, and the head of finance must approve it. Only you say you cannot even levy anybody £1 without the head of finance knowing. Because I remember when people were calling fundraising left, right, and said, Only said no. Maz, let's go.
Yeah.
But now people can see it to themselves. This is a criminal talking. Mazi Ikechukwu.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
IPOB, one family, one greatest family, IPOB. Ikechukwu issue, the criminal is now talking with his gang of Cabals in DOS. When we say it looks as if we are joking. But now people can see it to themselves. This is a criminal talking. Mazi Ikechukwu, I removed that voice note. We don't want anything Ikechukwu issue and his Cabals in this forum. They are controlling, but they cannot command. We are waiting for them. This is our base. This is our home. Nzurumike, Tony Nzurumike Zuzucha, Yabia Cape Town. Yabia Western Cape, Biagwa Inuji, Bidikania. Hachemoya is all over the world. They cannot do it here. With these voices, Sonia Aporo, or to go the whole South Africa from IPOB now. Let him come and do it himself. Criminal. Our 1 cent from this Western Cape will not go in the pocket of Nzurumike and his gang. Our money remains where our leader say we must put it, in the account our leader created, through Nneanya. That is where our money goes. These people are jokers. They are wasting their time. This is our home and base. Mazi Ndini na akpọrọ aha na here. We are dealing with a set of evil people among us. The same thing is happening everywhere. Now, Ogechukwu Ezumezu aka ya akpọ aha ndị mmadụ na radio in the presence of his master. No, we are going to deal with them. Let them come and try. They will know that this is Western Cape. This is not USA. This is, in fact, this place is no man's land. It's no-go area for any cabal. We make this Western Cape no-go area for any cabal. So we don't care. Also, I have done a radio 1 million times. We are going back to radio to mention their own name as well. We are going to list the whole Cabals in South Africa. Well, and their counterparts inside GOS. Those people killing us, killing Biafra, killing IPOB movement from inside. Those people that form Cabal, that five group set of people that form Cabal inside IPOB. Anybody who knows them should go and tell them that they cannot try it here. This is Cape Town. This is Western Cape. That is what I said. Ogechukwu Ezumezu should go and hang himself. We remain here.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Yeah, Mazi. I hope you have heard from there. This is Mazi Innocent Ariam, the man that works so hard, that give all, that give his best for Biafra distillation, no, that give everything he have. This is his voice. Mazi, what can you say about it?
Mazi Innocent is a great man, and the reason why we're allowing these voices to play, we are prepping for Sunday, because Sunday broadcast is going to be explosive. Because I heard some people already have jumped up on the audio that Alpha Media International, Biafra Alpha Power Media International released. They have cut it and tried to make useless out of themselves. You know, people that cannot pronounce words that are written in front of them. Now, these voices is not for saga. This is not for saga. For those that are jumping up and down. You know, you see, that's what I'm saying. These people, are they under oath? If I start saying something I know about people with personal life, then we're not going anywhere. Is that how we're going to achieve Biafra? You know, Taram is a hardcore IPOB. And the people that stood against every odd, the cabal within IPOB, because this is the last devils we have to fight. This is the last demons we have to fight. You say, if you know how many demons we have, these people, these men now are the demons we have to pass through. And Onyendun is in DSS dungeon, feeding himself now. We are providing, the world know that we are paying for his food and his drugs, because the Nigerian government cannot afford it anymore. For a reason, one reason, to the will of Chukwu Okabiamato, because that, you know, that verdict Chukwu have made must come to pass. Onyendu must pass through this hurdle before we drive through. So if you know you're a hardcore, this is the time. Don't say tomorrow. Or there's no leadership. We don't have no leadership. Is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. EDOZIEM'S cannot lead anybody. EDOZIEM'S don't lead even his family. Tells you that he can't bring his wife and children out, mean that he doesn't lead his family. Onyendu now have our channel now to get messages from the lawyers, not even from, including Emma Powerful, Tina Saworo, I don't count that. These three people. Whatever Emma Powerful right now is irrelevant. Take it from me, I'm telling you the truth. So, Mazi Innocent has just, that's why we have to play his voice first. But thank God they are coming here on Sunday. Because the last time they were with us in the program, they were being diplomatic, you know, to see. Because sometimes he gives benefit of doubt. But before we came out, we already know, we have passed verdict on this man. They are incompetent and they are evil. And they will have, like I said, what we are talking about is what is in people's domain. What we know, if you start bringing it out, then so like I said, Innocent have said it all, you know. So we'll play other executive voices. Because some people see some voices you see on social media, it come out only solely from Biafra Alpha Power Media will release it. Because we already approved that particular voice to come out on the social media. It's not for saga. Like I warned them about Mazi Ikechukwu. It's not a saga. We don't play saga. Because what you don't know is bigger than you. For you people that be doing evil. But our own is that we will destroy you with your own words. Mazi. So we'll move to the next person. Because we want all these boys to sell.
Media International.
IPOB, one family, IPOB. Hey. Onye na-ekwu were ife ọdebe, 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 onye na-ekwu were ife ọdebe. Ekele m unu. Ekele m nwoke, ekele nwaanyị nọ n'ọgbakọ. Adị m asị nke onye chiri ya zenụ. Ọ ga-adịrị nwoke mma, dịrị nwaanyị na mma. Ndị niile bụ ndị na-achọ ọdịmma nwere enwe maka Biafra. Adị m asị ụbọchị na-anọ, ahịa na-anọ, mmeri dị na-abụ nke anyị. Anyị ga-adị ka echi n'ihi na echi ya dị agwụ agwụ. Onye isi anyị na-awa ada ya were nke ya tụrụ. Onye chụkwara anyị bilite ka ọ bịa megide anyị ga-eji ala zere mmiri n'aha Chukwu okike abịa ma. Ise ka m bịakwa. POB. Ụmụnne m, quite unfortunately, ana m egere ekekere mụ na na-egere na-agbarịkwa. Ihe m na-agbagharị njikwa enyere ndụ aka maka asịrị ebe onye bi ka ọ na-awachi voice note ka m na-ege. Biko ọ bụrụ na ọ ga-adị possible, biko nne m si ọwa akpọrọ si tụọrọ m ya na private WhatsApp m. Ana m anụ sị sịrị ọkpa afa m dị n'ihi na abụ m nnukwu mmadụ. Ọ bụ onye ga-ama m na akpọ m onye a as long as a pụtara na kpọ aha m awụ m nnukwu mmadụ. Ihe m owe big fish maka ihe kwuru kpọ aha m ọ bụ na emere ife m na-eme. Yes. Ịghọtago obi adịghị amapụ m amapụ. Ị na-akpọ aha m na South Africa akpọ ya na redio ndị ochi ndị ama. What will you do? You can't do me nothing. As long as akwụ m n'ụzọ eziokwu for this fighting, for this liberation of Biafra. I don't send any fucking human being. Ịghọtago o tegele mgbe mme na ndị ije obe gị ji were batụwa. For very long time, our professional coordinator Rabon, our PRO Mazi Ikechukwu, the financial head, they have called them several times before this incident started, before all these things. Who is this your son? This guy, they always talk because they know what is me is greater and bigger than what's in them. That is there. So I'm unstoppable. Nobody can stop me. Nobody. But shame if I get when the time comes. Ọtụtụ ndị kwuru okwu ebe ekwutechaala ya. Onye our professional coordinator got to ndị niile akpọtara suspended. We have to gather them along. That's the biggest move we're going to make to create one unity, one unit, or one group WhatsApp so that we can communicate in ourselves. You will see what these people are going to be first. Men and doshi and emeke ndị rụrụ arụ ndị kpọrọ Mazi Ikechukwu jere ke na sika have and but unfortunately ọ na-agụte m sometimes ndị na-ekwu okwu na grupu a amụ ihe ha na-ekwu ya dịka nwere ha na paniki ka dịka sometimes unu kwesịrị na amaghị na-eme na this struggle. Ịghọtago thank God to Parklands coordinator Mazi ị na-eji ife ego na-eri nwa ụdịrị mmadụ 3-4 in this group. Nwanne akpatuo m Jobek mana most of us in the group whichakwa saboteurs told them they are listening and informant for them to give you whatever thing we said, then they give you, but we don't care. So names are names Solomon right and all their with some of their members also in this group. So we don't panic. We must move ahead. How therefore more unity also here. Then Kaikri udo dịrị unu ụmụ Chineke. We must continue. Onye a panikina, onye a na-ekwu nwere ife ọ na-eme, onye a na-akpọ nwere ife ọ na-eme, ọsọ ndụ nwere ife ọ na-eme, maazị nwere ife, maazị ọsọ ndụ nwere ife ọ na-eme, o nwere ife ọ na-eme. IPOB, one family, one biggest family, IPOB. Udo dịrị unu ụmụnne m. Ụbọchị nketa n'aha Chukwu okike abịa ise.
Mazi, you see how far these people have reduced themselves. Ima, ndị Igbo si na gbara fele ka ọbụla ala. Too much of everything is bad. Did you see how within a twinkle of eyes these men become quite irrelevant? Because Mazi Nnamdi didn't come with me. Obana Mazi bia with mediocrity. Man, someone like me would not even. What do you want men who work and get into? You're talking to men. These are common men. These are local. You see this guy? This guy they call all these people you're seeing today. These are their friends. They are their friends. CHIKA, EDOZIEM'S, all these people here for much of fantasy of but all of them come from the same place. And we cannot be hiding, be talking about this anymore because these people have done something that what they have done is unforgivable. That mentality is what is embedded in them. Yeah, that's our brother. They're quite irrelevant. So because from a layman perspective, CHIKA, EDOZIEM'S now doesn't have the guts to come out and mention people's name. Neither Austin, neither Nzurumi Ike is deputy. Because they have soiled their hands. And now they will be tossed like a coin. The media will tell them, if you don't remove Madam Nnenyanya, we are still waiting for that removal of Madam Nnenyanya because you don't have power to remove anybody. Nobody, you have no. If Mazi Nnamdi was a mediocre, nobody will budge. We are doing voluntary work. Get that into your 10 score. You wretched idiots. Mazi, I want to comment. If not, we'll go to the next video. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, let's go to the next video. We have a lot to play here.
International.
Our comrade Bikoni. Hello, you know, you voice note to CHIKA EDOZIEM'S to betray. Onye ready. CHIKA EDOZIEM'S onye ready. Nzurumi Ike no na Germany really. Onye were here CHIKA EDOZIEM'S no Switzerland ko ebe ko no. Na amagi ihe na-eme ya na-ekwu eri. Ọwụ dị isi ka CHIKA EDOZIEM'S mma. Enwe onye autopilot no ya ma onye otu ya no ya were my own voice note send ore. Ọwụ na CHIKA EDOZIEM'S n'isi ka dị ya mma. CHIKA EDOZIEM'S check how many coordinators ọ gbara ahụ o wepụrụ. So ọwụ nọ na something dey ọwụ n'isi dị CHIKA EDOZIEM'S mo gosi mma that na 8, 9, 10 people or 15 people on agụsi their name. Something is wrong somewhere. And when no you have been a platform, radio hallowed and the holy platform of Radio Biafra, you CHIKA EDOZIEM'S na bede magula announcement in do ndachopro. That guy is shouting him only the pretty good log camera or pray or very well. How many coordinators? Call their names. My deputy coordinator, my PRO. You know, no, here na go. No, they said this is like CHIKA EDOZIEM'S. What was only they can say Radio Biafra? I don't want to make a Simon Eba. Simon Eba war a real autopilot, Ojali Bonoro. On the all stupidity CHIKA EDOZIEM'S. Madine Yona Manya Roye. Oh, you are making it. You just slow and sluggish. No read on at US Abayo Krikri, we call I when they may be sentenced. Simon Ebelanya was on a broadcast, Yana Nigerian government ego. Obono Hayabatanus and I join Nebu. Nebu for say our youth for no good reason. Behangwana helicopter, she's real, the helicopter, she feel like that beggar. And they wasted the blood of our youth. Over that our leadership prepare ESN. Create his own ESN, create his own M branch. They wasted blood of innocent people. You don't go to war without fully prepared.
and we can't go to war while our leader is in prison. Simon Ekpa many people in the name of honor pursue Biafra. Our game master. So we are not following Simon Ekpa, neither are we still following CHIKA. We are following God now. I can have our money, Nate and I can't in charge. Our leader will come out. Up at the Yajaka, Meja, Yajaka have already sought. Only send this live voice note to CHIKA. We don't want to listen to it. If possible, only send Rea here. Delete here. Delete here and I CHIKA doesn't move on. You maybe the thing that stop is here. A whole HOD name of Radio Biafra. Your name announce one doctor. On one don't run a coup. On one hour on a why we way forward. He's a madman. Or the confused. Knock or the good in it.
Hello, Mazi. Mazi, in the third voice. When you look at the third voice, it's so funny, but the guy is saying the truth. No, and remember, the guy said no. Is the lapses of a DOS that this guy hijacked. Then made this guy who he is. So that one aside. You can see what the guy said, that Mazi Ikechukwu is irrelevant. He only come a little Biafra to announce people that he have expelled and sacked. No new one, Mazi is heartbreaking, in fact. It's heartbreaking. Can you say something about it, Mazi?
Mazi, if you remember, when I talk sometimes, we don't just come out and talk, we're led by the Spirit. Before we decide to do this program, Mazi, it's not something that you just wake up one morning and start doing program. We just don't wake up and start doing program. Because I don't want to do program aside from coming to Radio Biafra and contribute. But, like I said, Chika EDOZIEM'S is no longer the head of Directorate of State. He knows that. You know why? Omio did only one disobedient to Onyendu by not suspending his subordinates then. That was it. He was gone. Chika EDOZIEM'S, if we track what Chika EDOZIEM'S have disobeyed Onyendu on this present time, I said United Kingdom here, I can give you 5 clear evidence, which I just mentioned one today. A direct order from Onyendu, Chika EDOZIEM'S defeated that order. You see how people are talking? Tells you all you need to know. Simon Ekpa, before, I told people, they created him for divert attention. They're telling you that they have infiltrator. You see all these guys, they sending money back home. They're writing rubbish. Some of them, they don't work. Because any man that sit down and write essay every day, ask him, what time does he have to work? Even me, that is though I'm managing my own sector, I sit in the laptop, I sit in my desktop every day. You still have to do visible things. What time do you have to work when you sit down and be writing poem? These are jobless idiots. IPOB, every single IPOB that has smartphone is a media warrior. Not media worms, not all these child hungry idiots they have now. You see what the guy is talking? He's not because issue of Simon, we said it. He allow a man to hold a meeting, sensitive meeting about IPOB with DOS. Go up with Chika EDOZIEM'S. And what do you think the guy would do? The guy know that they're a bunch of morons. The guy cashed out. And he's not my problem. I will repeat that again. Because I judge Umeh. I was the person that's supposed to litigate Simon. I'm not hiding it. It doesn't exist in my dictionary because I never followed him for one day. But when we found out that these men have soiled their hands, you see that guy talking? Just like I said, Chika EDOZIEM'S that's nothing Chika EDOZIEM'S say today. Nobody will listen to him. I'm telling you the truth. Nobody will listen to him. Even his dead cannot listen to Chika EDOZIEM'S. because they know Chikere Ezumezu is gone. And he legitimized it the day he disobeyed Onyendu Soda from Ejimako and obeyed somebody that is external barrister to Onyendu. Tells you that the one that favored him, even if our people are not dumb, we are unruling and our people, their eyes are open. People follow Onyendu because Onyendu is pure. He's not. He can't fit in Onyendu's name, Chikere Ezumezu. He cannot. The guy have said it. He said it here. Let's continue, Mazi.
Ebo kwali ihe wulide. Mana nenu amamono ndị Hausa ka nchere ka nenu nduzi. Mmadụ ekene na anụ ihe onye ọbụla kwuru. We all said it well. And I'm making everybody, especially Mazi onye Bushi. Ebo kwali ihe wulide. Mana Mazi Kenzaki, o nwere obere ihe nchọrọ ka m correct ya gị because ị na-ekwu ya ọ dịka eji asị na ihe ha kwuru na you abide with what they said. Ị na-ekwu na ha emechi na onye mechiri Western Cape. Who is that person imechi Western Cape? Onye ka onye ahụ Ogechukwu Esu ji emechi Western Cape? Biko ikwutezina na ha emechi na maka ọ na-ahụ ị na-ekwu ya ọ na-eme m irritate. You are welcome. Ikechukwu Ezumezu pronounced, or not even a member of the EOS pronounced. Which you know when he come on right itself, each member talk of each provincial coordinators, virtual coordinators and provincial coordinators, which you know where right here. So he can say whatever he want to say. But on a moment for he had that no no leave to Kenya here. Much yourself no one if possible. We can coordinate ourselves well. Otu okporo another other three provinces. Okporo here. One the JOHANNESBURG, okporo. If we can coordinate to cooperate with them, then we become together. I need to have fun. I can have herself. We coordinate. That's how to do it. No, I coordinate. I know together with those guys. If I personal, I this year and this year, one day I mention. What one finding a problem with them? We call them and work together. How a guy also biko? How many actual said in IPOB? If we can coordinate together, we work together. The most important thing is that now we abide on that code of conduct. Now, why the normal place you go see? Or when you see that now yes, no police. While in Andiquity in the help with lawyer. Never. And I won't make we are not had that no how leaders now to union do that. Because the money age will have my lawyers so the police Malales, Mandi, Amanda on him, Amanda on Mandi doctors, Ejaku, Kunuchi the seas here. Can't you want to tell what again do you want to express to us? Oh, Odian Dunya Patana. Aku Onion Dogo, Aku the lawyers over. Aku ndị nọ n'ime eji onwe onye setụrụ ndị ahụ dị ụgwọ ka ihe ị na-apụtare. That shows that you don't want the progress of that organization, which means naturally close your down. That's it. So onye awọrị n'onwe ya anyị na-emere onwe anyị ihe anyị na-emere ya onwe anyị. So ha nwa na-egwuru ya that side ọgbasaghị anyị. Ụbọchị anyị nwekwa chance anyị pụta anyị chọọ anyị apụtakwa na Ezumezu bụrụ kasị gwakwa ha nke na-eme na kpọkwa anyị nidiziri anyị na-eme anyị a na-akpa afa edidizi nke ahụzighị nke a na-ekwu some of the leader no onye mere itiwe anya nwa aka ozugbo n'isi ya gwagwa ha ndị wụ the master planner n'ọkwa Solomon nọkwa na Western Cape na-enye ha information ihe ha ga-eme. So if they don't have brain, they must use their brain before Otisa Alohayi. And Otisa Goye, it is not even that. Otisa Goye.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Yeah, Mazi, onwe ikwu na nke a. Before I got to the next one.
To be honest, our brother was making a lot of sense. Mana, the point is that this man has got no remorse in them because they have an agenda. Like he said, they're the one that are going to come begging. They won't beg because their primary objective is to destroy IPOB within. All that in 2017 now. To destroy IPOB within. That's exactly what these men are doing. Nothing else. So what they do, they have created some. I created a alibi. Now they're singing a name autopilot. They don't down autopilot because they know when they push you, you will fall on that side. It's a systematic thing. But they've forgotten that when you say you need only 100 men and women with clean hands, you say 100 men before our women come in. 100 men. So it's not the number that matters. It's those that believe, those hardcores. So I would just tell my brother to forget about them. They don't feel remorse because they already soiled their hands. They've eaten that forbidden fruit. So these men don't have no conscience in them anymore. Like he said, they want our leader death. That anybody that's telling you opposite is no, the person need to wake up from their sleep, Mazi. Let's move to the next one.
Voice note because help go think so happier.
Alpha Power Media International.
For now, before the father corona alpha, but I know now. Because now say we IPOB one family IPOB. Greetings my fellow comrade. See Omaro no mano bacheta. Voice note because help go think so happier. Ihe utege m na voice note ha kpọrọ na aha ma anọ na ya biko gbalịa na wegere na ha aha ya because onye a na-akpọ afa nwere ife ọ na-eme so ndị niile na-akpọrọ aha nwa na ọ dịrị izi ịkpọ afa ọnụ eziokwu na ba ya dịrịzi mụ na ịga dị for now before the father akpọrọ na afa pụta na enwe ihu nna arụ because now say enwe ihu nna arụ na-eme ha fet agara ịkpọ na afa even ọnụ gara iso na ndị agara akụrụ aka a na-eprezo na ha agaji aka na akụrụ na aka so anyị ṅụwa na ihe mere I am happy that Western Cape with the highest people when I go to Uche. I have Mazi and also put an arm. Only in Western Cape when I go to Uche. They have got a few people. The remaining I came with the highest hardcore. I wouldn't get it. No. For the day we hardcore, but in a hardcore, the time when I hardcore, and I make a noise. So I did very, very happy. So I had Kawan no I'm going to go way back as I go logo. Now go your marks disobey. I guess the age fat for our fam. Also handsome because so had the afam. He actually my comrade duna. In Nigeria we have 100 billion for this particular thing. I spend the other half of it. The remaining balance here from more media warrior. Enough honey in a media. And here guys now changing from cages, TZ, Kazotazi, can have to see the struggle we are going within ourselves. So, my comrade, can look for Nunda. Focus on a high name. Can you face a date of protest from next year? Name if you actually distract them from. What was really January type with the Facebook protest? Can I call the back on that? So, because you are my man, Bochita, I will get Umuchukwu Kabiama. Okay, I'm a me on here to go here and Western Cape will first in it. So because I can't the next voice now program got to happen at home. All help Biafra. IPOB one family. Western Cape must continue.
Mazi, it was Mazi and I used to go see Mafia. Also, not your car, Mafia. No, you want to put
The money. The money is being paid to him directly.
So now on I see because he
mention
and one wonderful suggestion make that they should unite and come and start their protest. It's very good.
But Mazi, that is the main thing. Let me tell you what people don't know what happened in United Kingdom. You know what happened here. These people started this thing from when Onyenu have problem. In UK here, they were official boycotting our protest. Go back, the thing that our page here, this UK media, they wanted to hijack it because they know that whatever is that in that particular is not going to get away. We have the record waiting for them on a very good day. They were boycotting protest. Some Abani came to meeting when they illegally removed our national coordinator. Said that this protest we are going to do with it, I mean if we're going to have a national coordinator, my brother. That day, I came to protest. There's no new people I see. It was old members. A couple on a phone just to, are you okay? So I'm sitting here outside London. They are walking this, that. My brother, that day I saw these people. My jaw dropped. I couldn't hold myself. I was in that protest, but that day I can make a decision. I won't be in the same room with this kind of people. Because these people are not IPOB that I joined. I have told them in UK here. The particular guy that we are recording us, he is the person that said we are pointing finger in the former coordinator that the guy want paper. But him now today, he want paper. The same person he holds in two positions to show you how psychophants work. They're evil. Just like what the guy said, it's a distraction. You see, like, even the Bruisers protest you went to, what was the objective of that Bruiser protest? That's enough for our leader to come out. Because if you remember, CHIKA was there ranting that this is our last time coming here. Have you gotten Biafra? That particular protest was where they are going to now. That's where to prove that they're still in charge with their cabal. Including these useless okay friends that live in Poland, all of them came there because these are errand boys, and all of them they're giving them money. They're buying their tickets now because they have access to our money. It's not something that hidden. We know all these things. The guy just said it here. Because when Albani sat down and tell you, don't listen to that person. If Albani will be telling you, don't listen to that person talking, Madam Nenyanya has her superior. She was the final, don't listen to anybody. And he saw what Nzulumike said against Madam Nenyanya. Chikazan did not move a muscle. So, if you, Mazi Ikechukwu, sat down and be allowing such thing, you might as well stay in the zoo. Know that we've been dealing in zoo because we were born into the zoo. So that we don't replicate something that is even more dangerous than the zoo. Because people will be very brutal. After we've gone through this pain, people want to bring the same pattern again. When you say we cannot replicate any useless, must be something different. That is what our brother said. There's nothing, they don't have any agenda. He had one asking Zulumike. He said that Onyendu coming out is in God's hand. He don't even have any agenda. All this is what Simon had. Simon had been in meeting with them. He had what they have said. The guy know that they're empty. He used that particular tape and do program. Nobody paid attention to it. Simon Ekpa knows that these people have nothing to offer to us. The guy jumped in because he himself is just a goofy. He's an opportunist. So my brother, am I going to sit down here and talking about Simon Ekpa? I don't know who he is. I never listened to him before. I never followed him. You can't say George is his follower. I never listened to him. What is he going to say I want to listen to? But even CHIKA, EDOZIEM'S, and all of them have been following him there in their super chat or whatever they call it. They're there. They're fans. Even that Nzulumike, go and listen to that video. They say, Mokema. Who is Mokema? Was he replying? And someone was saying, oh, if this person is talking, maybe he have a good eye. They planned this thing in one room. Selling it to all of us. We're not stupid here, my brother. So the guy is saying, which protest are they going to protest about Onyendu? Don't play that game with us because we are too wise. When we were doing protests, men come out with all their heart. What I saw in UK, my brother, Cole was here in winter time. Go through UK media. You saw all the protests we went. How many people was in that protest? How many people was in that protest? When only needed the most, United Kingdom boycotted the protest. He said you love Mazi Ikechukwu, and they want me, George, to sit down in one chair with you. Mazi, let's hear the voice of the clown.
Yeah, Maz. Before we go to that, I think we have about 3 to play. Let's say big things before we go to that. Maz, when you are saying something, you said about you are still waiting for the expression of Madam Nyanya and Mazi Ikechukwu.
I'm still waiting.
Mazi,
That's what I said.
no,
I have my reason why I said that. I'm still waiting.
Yeah,
Because
Mazi,
I've had them. Listen to me. I've had all these media worms from A to Z threatened that if they don't remove them, including the one they just called coordinator now, because now they're compensating with coordinator because that particular side failed. They don't know what else to do with him. He's failed.
Yeah. So, Maz, what I'm trying to say, these men, they are evil. You know why I say they are evil? They know from onset that Madam Nyanya cannot be removed except by our leader, except by Mazi Ikechukwu. They allow these Richard Card media warriors and these Cabal boys to castigate this innocent woman, insulted her. Then at the end of the day, when they are demanding that their demand should be implemented, when they push it so hard, or if it's Ezenago, he will say, push me. When they push, even push down to Radio Biafra, the Cabal came out and told them, we cannot do anything. That removing head of finance is only our leader can do that. And all of them were disappointed. They went home in shame.
Mazi, but the question, the underlying question here, they know because CHIKA doesn't have admitted to it in the Sodo Mother Highway that he cannot do anything. But they knew all these things. The question is, because they have an agenda, the agenda is to destroy IPOB within. Because they knew that Madam Nyanya is the only thing. If Madam Nyanya failed in 2015, IPOB couldn't have, even Chofo couldn't have done anything. Because we'll be paralyzed. Chofo could have walked away. We will paralyze.
So now, let me talk about Mazi Ikechukwu. People say that Mazi Ikechukwu don't have any portfolio in IPOB. But for me, I say it's a lie. I don't agree that. I have my reasons. I'm not a zombie. I reason. Mazi, if you go back to one of our leader broadcasts, our leader mentioned that we have legal team, we have finance department, we have DOS. Mazi, ask yourself, who is that man in charge of legal team? Our leader never mentioned. Then ask yourself, who is in charge of our international lawyers, even in Biafra land? So the fact is that, and those men, this Cabal, they know that Mazi Ikechukwu have a portfolio behind the scene. But Mazi, the fact is that I told them they can never expel Mazi Ikechukwu or Madam Nyanya. And if they do that, that will not stop them their work. But at the end of the day, their name will also be mentioned in Little Biafra. But I believe today, we have buried them in shame. There's no more Madam. There's no more Ikechukwu is a cousin. That one we have buried. We have destroyed that lies. From that man,
without even doing anything about it, because we came out and stand on the path of the truth. Like you said, Mazi Ikechukwu has been under the scene for a long years, from when Onyendu started. When Onyendu was homeless in London here, Mazi Ikechukwu was here. Nobody knew Ikechukwu until 2015 when Onyendu had problem. That was the first time he surfaced in United Kingdom. Nobody knew him. This is why we must respect the Okukano family. A man that going to war, you don't put everything you have in one basket. Onyendu knew what he was facing. You know what he was getting himself involved in. So he didn't just wake up. This is a divine direction. So every single step our leader have taken with the family is divine. But because these men have come, because they have an agenda. Chinasa Nworu was the first person that come to Radio Biafra and maligned Canon Takano, direct insult to our leader, claiming that Canon Takano knew when Onyendu traveled to Kenya. But I thought you were a member of the DOS. Why didn't you know? How is your boss traveling? He didn't tell you. CHIKA EDOZIEM'S, you are the deputy. He didn't know. He said when you guys wake up from the trauma, that's all of you are clowns. Now you're going back to Canon Takano. The same Canon Takano came to me and said, also, Canon Takano is not a family business. Oh, Canon Takano is his cousin. But why is Onyendu trust Canon Takano more than you guys? Because it's a very simple thing. It's very simple.
Yeah. So Mazi, listen, in our leaders' family, all of them are for this notion of Biafra. They are in front. People know them. Kantakano, Meme, even his late parents. But do you know that even CHIKA EDOZIEM'S brother in America denied CHIKA EDOZIEM'S in a program? I have that tape. I will play it when times come. He denied who is Mazi CHIKA EDOZIEM'S. But you have the guts to castigate a family that give all for this struggle. The CHIKA EDOZIEM'S brother denied his brother. When they mention him, they say, no, he said, I'm just hearing this name for the first time. I have it. We have record, Mazi. When times come, at that point time, we play them, they see it. Mazi, you want to say something before we move to the next?
What did I say to you? I say CHIKA EDOZIEM'S is not in charge of his household. Biafra is not something you force people to talk about. None of my siblings talks about Biafra. Take it or leave it. Mazi Nankan, I believe that he never forced any of his brother or convinced them. This is a unanimous, agreement in spiritual realm, including the mother. Remember when Ojus Okano went to the family to go and speak to? I remember the woman saying that it was Ojus Okano that made their father a king. I laugh. Late Israel Okukano was not crowned. He's not somebody that crowned him a king. It was an inheritance. So something people they thought is artificial kings. The king they also autonomous kings they created. Or King Gijofo, when King Gijofo with mantle. He's not that king. That's why he never lied. He never took bribe. They stand on that part of the truth. Even before they talk about Biafra, they have been whiter than snow. So I said it. I don't know them before. Mazi Nandekano is only my point of contact. But my spirit and my belief told me, because nobody convinced me. This is my personal decision. That's why whatever I do, I don't want you to advise me as my grandmother, as my mother. My mother cannot even tell me my mother cannot advise me about Biafra because it's my personal decision. She can't get involved in it. This is my life. I don't care who you are. I have sworn an oath, and that oath is what I'm about to defend. And that's what I'm defending. So, Mazi, issue of Mazi Canon Takano, another chemistry. Remember that when you mentioned chemistry, his chemistry in Radio Biafra, even after they removed Madam Bridget, he requested an Obu Efident to the day to restore them back. That is the blunted flouting of Onyendu. That is gross insubordination. CHIKA EDOZIEM'S have done something that none of us will regard him as. CHIKA EDOZIEM'S, to me, he worth less than tissue paper. Quote me anywhere. I don't see CHIKA EDOZIEM'S. Like I said, I don't see him. He doesn't exist in my memory. Because I have listened to Radio Biafra for the past. I can't remember the last time I listened to Radio Biafra, if I'm not mistaken. Just like that our brother said. It's not a joke. They have driven people to the wrong side. Now, they label you that you are an infiltrator, you are autopilot, but CHIKA EDOZIEM'S is the king of autopilot. He's the one implementing the agenda. Just like Chinasa Nworu, the agent of... Have you seen Chinasa Nworu again talk about ESN? When we do program, I think they don't listen to our program. Have you heard him again call names? Is it not Enugu now? What's happening in Enugu? Remember when they said ESN in Enugu? Chinasanwo announced it. They were announcing, oh, ESN is going to Enugu. What did I say in the program here? What is happening in Yahamuf today? Who caused it? He sent our men to a particular location. He give it to the zoo. Chinasanwo, whoever that guy is, yeah, Mazi, people like us, we are not ordinary. Remember, I specifically, that's why I don't post anything from Yahamuf. The day this wretched individuals in social media, these people that buy a church card, when they buy the church card 3,000 naira, 1,000, all of them are going mental. Security wise, if you listen to Chenna Siebu, even on after how many years he left IPOB, he never said things he done as a security man in IPOB. You only give reference, and that reference is verifiable about our vengeance, and our vengeance delivered to IPOB. Take it to bank. High George will tell you. When our vengeance was invoked, there's other things going on in underground. Nobody knows about it, and nobody will talk about it tomorrow morning. That is why we're IPOB. But listen to Chinasanwo. Everything Chinasanwo do, if he's doing it, if they sense boys with a pump action, he give information to people that have gunship and machine gun and RPG to go and trace the guys. And now they massacred our people. They killing people. They killing the so-called ESN under whose command? Have you heard him come out and talk? You know, they've been talking rubbish all this while. And they're using Simon Ekpa as their alibi. They can talk. They gave it time. Infiltrator. You're not going to infiltrate again. Oh, autopilot. You're not going to autopilot again. Because they are the real infiltrator and autopilot. Quote me anywhere. I want the idiot to come out and challenge what I've said. What is happening in Enugu State today? Chinasanwo infiltrated it because if they didn't was sending messages, when Onyenu created ESN, was he telling you the location where there was? Did we know the state they were? It was things that were unfolding. If he send kits with common pump action or AK-47, then he tells you that have gunship and proper. Do you know the kind of gun? Yes, DSS use. Their guns are produced in Israel. You know the kind of gun they use? Then he now give signal to them to go and look for those guys in where they are in the bush. While you're in Kuwait with your family. Your generation. And tomorrow they'll be typing, Yamufu. Oh, this is rubbish, my brother. Nobody should fool me, because this autopilot issue they're talking about, we will tell them what autopilot have said CHIKA EDOZIEM'S is doing today. And I've said it over time. Anytime Chinasanwo open his mouth and say something, I don't want to know. These are the people giving the zoo signal to kill our people. Have you heard him again talk? But you see what's happening in Yahamufu. Remember when this Enugu incident happened, we did a program. I commented on it. I said, why are you telling the zoo agent where our boys is? Why? Mazi, I'll stop here. Let's play the voice of the clown when they pass judgment favoring the national coordinator after embezzling IPOB money. Because it's very important. And what they have said and how they get to where they are, and the advice they gave CHIKA EDOZIEM'S not to obey Onyendu's order. Remember when Ejiofor tweeted, this same guy sent a message in his Facebook telling CHIKA EDOZIEM'S not to honor Onyendu's word, because if it happened, South Africa will be the next. You see how they did to show that they don't have any regard for Onyendu, and they believe that Onyendu will not come out. The same thing the guy said, Mazi CHIKA EDOZIEM'S honored him by not following Onyendu's order, but he went to activate the second one where he shot himself in the foot, and that is where he turned himself to less than, poo in the toilet. CHIKA EDOZIEM'S is less than poo in the toilet. For him to ignore Aloy Ejimakor's tweet and honors in the Mecca, that is where he flushed himself in the toilet. I said it, when we talk, go up and down, it will come back. Anything I say, because I know my hands are clean. I don't just talk anyhow. I don't accuse people, because we're following what you said in the past, and because we know you have been. Once you compromise, you flip flopping all the time. So CHIKA EDOZIEM'S now. Move forward and backward. It's stuck in the middle. That's exactly what we are seeing now. And now the guy now is the person, after all that message is sent and the verdict this Rumike pass, that is the person now. They remove the person and now replace him now as a coordinator. Are you getting the dots? And you still have the nerve to tell the zoo that you want Biafra. How do you want to govern yourself? If I may ask you guys, please. How? Because Onyendu set example in IPOB. I don't hold loyalty to you, Mazi Ikechukwu. If I call up tomorrow, I don't sell anybody. The same thing to me, back to me, because we know that we're not elected. What brought us together is an ideological consistency. If you do wrong, I will call you in the corner and advise you. Then, instantly, I don't even have tomorrow. That's me for you. You know. So let's play his where he's reading the word he can't even read out. But while we are playing that voice for the Biafrans to understand, you know, because everything for them is a saga. Just like all these our brothers' voices, these people are not hiding. They're going to be here Sunday, which is 25th. We're going to have a fun. We're going to have fun 25th to expose the lies within IPOB. We don't care anymore. It's not about saga. They created a saga. So now we are not doing saga. We are setting the record straight. And Biafrans must know the truth because Onyendu don't regard them anymore. Onyendu have left them. Biafrans must know this. Let's go, Mazi.
The judge. Listen. Mazi Ikechukwu, this is his judgment. The law, that was the law. We have the law. The national coordinator have the law on his side. Listen to the judgment of Mazi. I said,
Mazi, did you hear that the national coordinator have the judgment on his side? He said the national coordinator have the judgment on his side. Already have disqualified whatever anybody want to say. But let's hear him out.
Listen to the judgment. Listen. The national coordinator was not found guilty of misappropriation of funds as alleged, since no clear evidence could be presented or stored. On the contrary, he willingly shorted for funds outside the struggle on behalf of IPOB family. Therefore, not tampering with any money already belonging to the family. And they follow the judgment. Now, follow me. In fact, he made and brought into the family some unexpected money, and as such should be appreciated for the good tendency and the care for the IPOB family in this very regard, not to demonize or be disappropriate. This word is very difficult for me to pronounce. This paraded for bringing unexpected own hard work fund to this table, Such attack and the prejudicial are unacceptable, I mean to say, dangerous and perpetuous and mustn't happen again. This is the judgment of our deputy HOD. And the judgment continues. Folks should internally lay complaints before going on a public in order to avoid character assassination. A situation that could result into a catastrophe, a situation that can result into a catastrophe. Command and the control, as well as functions of chains of command, must all the time be upheld, and the mantra of these cornerstone of this hallowed family. I repeat, command and the control, as well as functions of
Mazi, sorry. Sorry about that. The fact is that that audio, I want to do something quickly because probably people didn't hear it completely. It didn't finish.
Must at all times be upheld as the matter and the cornerstone of this hallowed family. Now, this is the judgment of our superior.
Mazi, you know, it is quite important. Sometimes clowns like this will come out and read and ridicule themselves. You could see where when they talk about command and control, his voice goes high, because that's where they drive their evil tendencies, that power hunger that they're committing evil, called command and control. Point of correction: command and control does not mean you oppress our people or you abuse anybody. We use command and control from when IPOB was formed till 2019, before it was legitimate. It was actually legitimized. It mean legitimize mean now become a law within IPOB in black and white. It was verbally, and people honored it, respect it with every certainty. So now, when people quote words, they have to reference to it. Our code of conduct, in our code of conduct, which is the Bible of IPOB, the reason why I will allow this to come up is, you know, it's very, very important, because anytime we talk about it, we need to just make a little references here for the idiot that don't understand what he was talking about. This is IPOB code of conduct, and in section 2, IPOB command and control policy. Command and control that he just mentioned now, because he's talking about command and control. He doesn't understand what command and control means. I want to educate that idiot, that moron that is still aspiring to go to abroad. But I don't hold people responsible for being ignorant, but respect others. When you talk about people, talk. Make sure something you say about somebody, you knew what you're saying. Don't just talk because you want to be important. Now, when it comes to IPOB, the code of conduct made it clearly in our code of conduct. Is IPOB command and control policy. And this is our code of conduct. In this subsection, this section 2, the subsection A, appoint and dismissal. Appointment and dismissal. Even CRC does not mention here. The reconciliation team does not mention here. These are irrelevant things that can be squashed anything, anytime. Now, the issue that we are in today, that's why we're setting the record straight here. I can see it. The power, look at it here, is pointing here, and the cursor is showing you where it is. I'll read it in a very slow way. Every man should listen carefully when they tell you about command and control. CHIKA does not have power to sack anybody in IPOB unless Mazi Ikechukwu approves it. It's just like a zonal coordinator before you want to discharge anybody, because in every zone, it starts with those available with you. But as the time we grow. But when now somebody wants to use to oppress you, oppressive way to remove you from position, now it is your right now to air it out. That is why the era of Uchemofo, you don't come to Radio Biafra and talk about issue within IPOB. Uchemofo refer you to your zone. If that matter can now be handled in your zone, take it to a above person. The above person will look into it, not what Nzumike is doing now. Because Nzumike, purely we know that guy, the world they live in is what we don't know. He turned our office in Germany into his storage. Is this kind of a man that want to be the man judging case within two individuals? He cannot be. There's no integrity in a man of his caliber. Onyendu picked up those that is available. Availability is a problem within what we are doing, but that is how God have led him. Even Yahushua, when he came to the world, he didn't pick up the graduate, he picked up the fishermen. Those are valuable. Before Judas, there was every 12, there must be a Judas. So it is not something that we are not aware of, but how do we deal with it? Now, I want to let Biafrans understand when it comes to issue of dismissal and appointing IPOB, is only one person that have got the power. Even the oath you took is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Everything about IPOB is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That's why he's given that title. There's no spirit leader on the code of conduct, but we gave it to him because he deserves more than that. For me, he's Yahweh Shua that I'm seeing. No other one, I don't know. So I will read this particular content here on subsection 2, IPOB Command and Control Policy. It said the power to appoint, suspend, or dismissal. Erin mean, you know what Erin means, yeah? Then principal officers, when you done something wrong. That's the word, because English word is very deep. Vast, exclusively on the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, in bracket IPOB Onyenu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, except unto the extent he clearly and expressively delegate that power to any other principal officer. He didn't mention CHIKA EDOZIEM'S. For information, any other principal, he didn't mention Directorate of State. Because we had CHIKA, someone who said our code of conduct say when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not there, CHIKA EDOZIEM'S takes over. There is no place Onyendu mentioned CHIKA EDOZIEM'S. He said to any principal officer, because issue might arise on the zone to remove a secretary on a zone. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not do it. But if there's a conflict, Onyendu might give you the ultimatum to do that. Just like he did in UK, CHIKA EDOZIEM'S overrides because he think he's now Onyendu on his own little mind. So whomever he was reading, referring to command and control that suits him, because in this particular code of conduct, people quickly to quote the side of, remember the day he said he removed our national coordinator? He read all these things. At the end of the day, that was the day. Go and listen. The day I stopped listening to Radio Biafra was the day CHIKA EDOZIEM'S read code of conduct and abuse it. And I said, me, George, cannot listen to. I can't listen to this kind of a man. Does it mean he doesn't understand English word, or does he don't know what he's doing? After reading this, he still go ahead and do what you have got no power to do. Just like the guy now reading this now, you don't even know what he's reading, is making that same mistake. The reason why we're putting this up here, because we don't come here to come and yap. Only don't do program without educating our people. We had to lecture and educate our people and refute any lies and debunk their shenanigans that are going about, because at the end of the day, they have driven IPOB, majority of the gullible ones outside within IPOB, and now send them, and whenever you talk, they will call you infiltrator, they will call you autopilot. But the question is, who is actually legitimizing all these names they are calling people? Look around you. No one else doing it than Mazi CHIKA EDOZIEM'S. Let me put Mazi for him, for his miserable self. But he don't deserve to call Mazi, because a man that disobeyed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he does not want to live. Mazi Nzurumike, on that audio that he was he actually committed what they call espionage by giving out information that was secret from the leadership. Onyendu send you an errand. He discussed that in a private conversation that was recorded, and you are aware was given to Simon Ekpa for Simon Ekpa to elevate himself. All of you was on the background. Like Abba normally tell the Finland National Coordinator whenever he brought the case in DOS meeting, he said, go and use the platform to raise money. It's all about money. And I asked, Mazi Abani has been secretly soliciting for money. I have one in UK here. Like I told them, I said to them, I, George, have not said anything yet. I want you, moron, to come out and talk. Then I contribute my quota in IPOB. None of you can prove your receipt yet. But I'm waiting for a very good day, because we have a lot to show that you guys are not worthy to near IPOB again in your miserable lives. You guys have committed, even the zoo system is 1,000% better than what you guys are grooming right now within IPOB. Go to me anywhere. We have evidence to prove it. Because the reason why all of us left what we are doing and joined Onion is because we saw our life. We left certain things we are doing because we don't want contamination. It's not bright. It's not something he did. Some of you can come out here and tell me you have not done anything wrong because some of you actually prove it. That all of you maybe you're petty 419ers before. It's not something hidden. We all know. Nobody's gonna victimize anybody here. Onyandu said it. He said it open. Onyandu was going around soliciting for our people to release, even from Malaysia, Singapore, all these places they're giving them death sentence. Onyandu have traveled Asia in 2015. Soliciting for this men. How are they gonna release them when Biafra is restored? It's not our fault. We are looking for greener pastures. But we must learn how to let our past go and move ahead because we want to live a better life and create a better environment for our generation unborn. That is why we are here. We are not here to better ourselves. We are here to use our resources to restore Biafra so that our forebearers can have a better place. And some of our kith and kin that have left forcefully can come back and say that, yeah, we finally found a home. But on what you guys are doing now, I don't think that is going to be possible until some of you have been kicked out of what we are doing. Mazi, Ndewo.
Yeah. Mazi, thank you so much for your wonderful explanation, most especially in this code of conduct and this command and control and the chain of command. I believe Biafra and IPOP have educated themselves here. Here in critical analysis, we are not here for saga or for gossip. You come here, we educate you. That's what we are, and we are here to put the Lagos State. Like for me, I'm not a broadcaster, but I was forced to come out because people like me cannot sit back and watch our leader suffer to build, destroy. No. I thank God. I so much thank God for Mazi George coming out, to destroy the Cabals with the truth. Mazi, thank you so much. Let's play the second this thing. And before I play the second one, Mazi, there is a video now trending Nigeria. I told you that this in terms of security in Biafra land, is so complicated, and I don't like talking about it. There is one man they capture, Nigeria government capture. They call him Ejima. All the channel, all the Nigeria mainstream media, they are there. And the guy was asked, "Who is sponsoring you? Who is sponsoring you?" He now mentioned two people. He mentioned China Sanwo-Olu and Okey Falling. Today, So. That's for them. So much less. It's a pity,
One thing I won't comment on that. You know why?
Yeah.
Whatever a man sow, is what you reap. When you engage in servitude, that's what is going to come back to you. We took an oath, don't forget. One thing one thing that made me in this struggle, not because of the struggle, this is how I live my life. I have lived my life as a very clean person. I don't want contamination in my life. Anything that will contaminate me, I walk away from it. That is me for you. It is not, money will not change me because I was very privileged as a young man. To be honest with you, I saw life. Some people today, what they're talking, and that's why. Are you going to call me George? Come out to go where? Where are you going? That is going to move me? No, I've been there, done there, got going like Dre said. We've been around, It's not brag, it's facts. One thing I know in this world is that whatever you sow is what you reap. The world is a boomerang. Remember, when I picked up on China Sanwo-Olu, I know my reason why. I don't just talk about people easily. Because that guy, before I knew that even if you approach Canon Takano to become a leader, that after that fail, Simon Ekwa and Nelly, they fell. He wanted to project himself as a leader. First of all, he started coming on Radio Biafra to talk rubbish all the time. People were listening to him, thinking that we are posing himself as a commander. And I said, you can't command from a distance. The people you're commanding must have some certainty. People hold loyalty to Onyendu because Onyendu has proven himself. What have you done to people to hold loyalty to you? What will make somebody that is in the bush hold loyalty to you if it's you, Chinasa Nworu? Just give me one reason. Tell me in a one sentence why somebody can hold loyalty to you if Mazi Nnamdi's name is not attached to it. The answer will be zero. I knew from when this whole thing started, I saw it. I remember the day I told Mazi Ikechukwu something. Mazi said, George, no. You know, this Mazi, they don't even know who Mazi Ikechukwu is. Says, no, George, don't go there. I said, so bad, Mazi. I just shut off. I walk away. Because I respect Mazi Ikechukwu. Elders. I respect elders that respect themselves. And I know that he's spiritual inclined as well. Because then, he said, George, let's manage these people. Let's manage them. We were managing them. We kept quiet, watching. We were observers. Watching their movement, but they didn't know. They were having a field day, all of them. I don't know who Chinasa Nworu is, and I'm not looking for him. But like I said, whoever he is an evil person. And he have murdered our people. I can prove evidence where I defended him when somebody called him a criminal here in United Kingdom. In a forum, coordinators forum, nobody said a word there. It was when I started, few people talked about it. But the main people, even the ones they have today, calling their so-called people coordinator in United Kingdom, all of them was there. Even it's the person that posted that thing that brought that talk, he could not defend what he posted in the forum. I have the evidence. People like us don't come out and talk anyhow. We defend. That is what we call defending the structure. It's not. I don't defend the individual. I have defended the structure as IPOB Code of Conduct required. But when I found out that you yourself is more dangerous than our enemy, then will destroy your generation. So whatever they put their name into, my brother, I, George Umeh, will be the last person to defend these animals. First, I know what is happening in Yahamufu. Chinasa Nworu, didn't you hear when they were writing that ESN is going to Enugu? God bless ESN. ESN is going to do this. Mazi Ikechukwu, didn't you see it on social media? Didn't you see it? Didn't I comment about it in our last program? What is happening today? Yeah. They went to the camp. What did they do to the boys? Because the same people tell them where they are. So whatever anybody say, Mazi, I really care less. But so as they call their name, is in their names. Remember what I said to him? I said, Charles Taylor never went to prison because of Liberia. He went to prison because of Sierra Leone. He was judged based on the atrocity that committed in Sierra Leone. I told him to go and learn about what is happening in the present world. So whoever they call their name, running his mouth is a commander. Let them go and defend themselves, not me, George Umeh. I'm not part of that. Because at the end of the day, that is not the ESN Onyendu created. Onyendu created vigilante. Onyendu created vigilante. We didn't create any army. And our vigilante is not when he send them to go and guide our forest. He tells the zoo soldiers and the DSS, this is where he's sending them. I don't think that is right, Mazi. Mm-hmm. So I don't really care about what they said about these people because they're our problem. Because the zoo themselves, at the end of the day, they, I'm not gonna say something I don't know. But like I said, whatever you sow is what you reap. I will leave it there.
So we move to the next audio.
Mazi, this clip is very long.
Yeah.
It's 23 minutes. We're not going to touch it. Let's leave it on our program, our next program, Mazi. Or if you have time before Sunday, if you want to deal with it. But we have already done 2 hours. We want to end this program, please.
How about the second clip?
It's the same thing.
Okay.
It's the same thing. We want to buttress it with there because that clown. We want to show them who are their media rats, and media worms. These are wretched people, but they don't know that they're dealing with Biafrans. We Mazi, we borrow their words. We don't do blackmailing. Evidence will show you. This is you saying it is not me. It's your word. Can you defend it?
Yeah, so Maz, I think on this junction, I would like to pass a message to Mazi Chika Ezumezu, Mazi Chika Ezumezu, and the rest of the cabal listing. South Africa, Western Cape Town is no-go area. Don't go there, because these men, they are they are very strong. They are very strong and very loyal to the code of conduct. They are affordable men in Western Cape Town, also in Pretoria. They are men. They are not boys. They are not zombies. They stand on the code of conduct. You cannot destroy them. Calling their names on Radio Biafra, I have nothing to do with them. It can't impact anything on them, because they know what they are fighting for. So, Western Cape Town, Pretoria is no go area for you, because these are solid men that have contributed a lot in Biafra restoration. But these are men and women that have contributed, giving all their time, their resources, their energy. So announcing their name in Radio Biafra can't move them an inch. They stand for the truth and they will defend the truth. On Sunday, they will be here live, passing a message to you direct, to you people, to you Cabals. These are men, it cannot toy with them. It can't play with them. They have paid their dues. Enough is enough for a wise. So, Mazi.
Mazi, I just listened to the video. Even though the guy that talking, you can see that it's not real. You understand?
Yeah.
You know, this is one thing about people. Servitude doesn't pay. Yeah. ESN is a vigilante. Go and check Canon Takanu's tweet. Every time they're pushing ESN as their machine to fight the zoo, Canon Takanu always call them back that ESN is our vigilante. Mazi. Onde kwuru okwu si na onye mara ebe a nọ n'ozu na agba ọchị igbo ozu obido n'ụkwụ wee bọba. Onye amara ebe a nọ n'ozu na agba ọchị igbo ozu. Ị ga-afọ tomorrow now they want to debunk. What do you need debunk? This is just we state manage for me. Mazi. Yeah. Yeah. You see this video? I just listened to it as he told me.
Yeah.
This is state manage. Because you see, they asking the guy a question. If this guy would done something, you could have seen the beating in him.
Yeah.
This guy, this thing here is state manage.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. China Sanwo-Olu saw this decor and he must repeat. And okay for him. They mentioned their name. 2 names. Okay for him. And whoever that did this didn't make mistake, because okay foreign has been the person they are using to go in around the world. He's the one come to the Biafra, telling people to pay money in coordinators. You're not a principal officer in IPOB. What is your business? You see, everything you do in this world, Biafra agitation is spiritual than physical. People have died. This particular video here, we're not gonna play it in this show, not in this program I'm in. But I'm saying it because I just listened. That's why I put my phone in my ear, listen to it. But I look at the person talking, the kind of question that coming to him. He found out that this is state managed. But what you
you can see all the Nigerian media, all mainstream media, they are there.
Yeah. Listen to me. What you reap is what you sow. Do you know how many people China Sanwo-Olu have called their name because they disagree with China Sanwo-Olu? China Sanwo-Olu is not a commander. To be franklin, ESN was not formed to go and attack anybody. ESN solely was formed to safeguard our forests because of the invasion of the Maraudan Fulani killer machine, which is the herdsman, right? That's the reason why ESN was formed, and they were doing their job till Onyendu was renditioned. Chinasa Nworu Tone brought all this mayhem. They are disobedient to Onyendu. That is what brought all this insurance in the Biafra land. Because sit at home, he announced it. You shouldn't have announced 18 hours before Chinasa made that pronunciation. Onyendu told them to suspend the sit at home. He went ahead and called for that sit at home. So whatever is happening today, I know some of us guys are running around, but he lives in Kuwait. Kuwait is an oil country, but it's an Arab country as well. Zoo is considered as an Arab country. So it's not fetch far for whatever he's thinking or whatever he does in Kuwait. But what I have to say to him is that, my brother, there must be people that know you. I'm not seeking to know you. I want you to man. But you see this thing that happened now? This is exactly what you have been doing. You've killed a lot of people. That's fact. Every single person you mentioned the name of Radio Biafra, they have been attacked back home. Just recently, the Hamufuna is proven. Our boys, he claimed there was no ESN in Enugu, but when he finally sent them there, he told the zoo that have sent ESN in Enugu. What exactly did he give them to defend themselves in Enugu? The guy they show on social media is carrying pump action that I have 3 in my house in the village. Is that what he's giving the guy to go and fight? Somebody had AK-47 or machine gun? It doesn't make any sense, Mazi. So,
Mazi,
yeah.
If you know the killings, you are talking about Iyamufun. If you know the killings that are going on in Enugu Ezike, you shed tears. If you know the killings, Biafrans, if you guys know the killings that are going on in Enugu Ezike, you will share tears. Why? Because people refuse to follow our leaders' order. People refuse to follow our leaders' footsteps. And Nigeria government are taking advantage on it, killing our people. Killing our people. Who are the people killing? Igbos. Who are the people crying? Igbos. Who are the people carrying the guns? Igbos. Who are the people that the Nigerian government are using to kill our brethren? Igbos. It's just heartbreaking. Chukwu Biama, save us. Only Chukwu Biama will save us. I would like to bring this on script. No. We are still asking and demanding that CHIKA EDOZIEM'S should come out and implement our leader's order. We are still calling on CHIKA EDOZIEM'S. This you must do. But this is an open message to our leader for we to understand what is going on, that you have refused to carry this message. This message, you must do it. Either you like it or not. You must implement this message. It's a must. It's a task you must do. Mazi, do you have anything to say about this, please, before we go?
Maz, this is where he lost it. Maz, CHIKA EDOZIEM'S is quite irrelevant. Don't you listen to our brothers in South Africa? Even if me and you, Maz, as me and you are here, yeah, talking, you listen to our comrades in South Africa. Listen, every single person, including Simon Ekpa, they use as a distraction. The reason why people listen to him is because he attached himself to Onyendu disciple. They sold him to Biafrans. They sold him to Biafrans, not that he sold himself. Because when the game gets tough, Chinasa want to say he was the one that gave Onyendu list. He mentioned his name. Why did he put his name there? All these things, we don't want to dabble into it. So we're not begging CHIKA EDOZIEM to implement Onyendu's order because he's no longer, because to be honest with you, Maz, nobody will listen to him. Nobody will listen to CHIKA EDOZIEM. And Onyendu will not send any message again to CHIKA EDOZIEM to aid to Biafrans. That's fact. Onyendu won't. Onyendu have found a better way to convey message to Biafran. And the sit at home, this last one, prove it. You see, when Onyendu was hungry, did CHIKA EDOZIEM announce it? Lawyer announced it. So CHIKA EDOZIEM is, for me, is the pool that I got valued more than CHIKA EDOZIEM because he put himself in that position. George said it. I'm not, my own say, when I say something as I'm talking, those of them that understand me, that knows me face to face, know the way I behave. You know? So we have evidence against this man. Now you can hear what is going on in social media. So issue of CHIKA asking him to, already they have accepted. Obonia Abraham is the new entering national coordinator in Germany. That case is closed. We don't need CHIKA EDOZIEM to approve it or to announce it to Biafra. We only have announced it. Madam Nyanya have acknowledged that. All of Biafra, the real hardcore IPOB have acknowledged. We will play the voice of the clown that lives in Germany. Soliciting for £22. For common 25 or 30 euro. You can afford every month to do whatever you want to do. And you want to come out here and talk in Biafra agitation. I said this before. One way or the other, because they went into ESN money, they think it's not enough, but because they have an agenda. You see this guy that spoke now, it is not Chinasa Nworu and Okeforen they are looking for. Watch what will metamorphose with this particular video. Mazi, mark today's date that George Umeh said it. That's why I've just told you my own what I know about this video. This video is state managed, yeah? But what the link between Chinasa Nworu and Okeforen? Watch what is going to happen next.
Yeah, we know where they're ending to. We know where they're ending.
Listen to me. This video is saw tonight. Take it. I said I just told you it's state managed, but I don't really care. Chinasa Nworu have done worse than this. Yeah? So what I want you to do is that remember tonight that we commented about this video. Like I commented about when our boys went to Enugu. Chinasa Nworu have done so many things we can call him back. Anytime they mention anything, even when they go to Hofia and everything, when time they unveil, they said it's that cadet or whatever. Where's those cadets today? The one they were supposed to be arresting people. Where are all those people? Where are they today? They have played too many mind games with themselves, think they are playing Biafrans, forgetting that majority of us that join IPO didn't join it because we are looking for something. We keep records of whatever they have said. And that is what we are going to use to nail them on the cross. But this particular video today, you see, there was a specific name that I mentioned. Chinasa Nworu. Okeforen is not even a member of the DOS. So, what concerns him is what you need to question. That is the cabal himself. That guy is playing because he lives in a third world Europe country. Don't get me wrong. He lives in Poland. And Poland, for me, is a third world country. You can quote me anywhere. I've been in Europe, so you can't tell me what I know. Even the Germany, when they put the war down between the East Germany and West Germany, Poland is sitting the other side of it. All of them are coming here in England. I'm struggling the world of us struggle. We're all looking for greener pasture here, so I don't want someone to tell me something I know. So at the end of the day, he must understand that we understand where they're coming. He's there now, not focusing for us to how we restore Biafra, but now to go and engineering. He tests me, and I have it to prove. He's going around forcing people to build Cabal. But at the end of the day, some of us are not easy. We can't buy us with money because we join with a clean heart. So what happened tonight, Mazi? Remember this video. Just what I will tell you, I have it, and I'm going to save this video. Because this video, we're going to use it when time is right. But Chinasa Nworu and Okeforen, I have no comment on them. They created this insurance. They caused what's happening in Biafra land today. Not IPOB, not ESN, but for their own safety, and they're working for who I don't know. Mazi, this is where I'm going to rest my case tonight. There we go.
Yeah, so Mazi, before you go, No, what will be your take home for our formidable men on ground in South Africa? What
Oh my.
message will we pass to them?
Listen, if we wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. Because
Yeah.
you know what? We schedule for like an hour, but you see, like we spend 2 hours here, right? So listen to me. We are in the same boat. So all I have to tell them, if they see me here talking, I'm talking because I'm pure, and I know that they are pure, and I have done noble. Their voice note, we are played it here. We are welcoming them on Sunday. We will schedule the time that is going to fit because Sunday is a Christmas, so we have to sit down and agree on time. Mazi, it's very, very important. Time we're going to broadcast. It doesn't matter what time we broadcast, but because it's Christmas. But we'll have to agree on time. They will come Christmas, they will broadcast. And we can still go on. The coordinator, the one in South Africa, the one in Johannesburg, we don't know his position yet, but the guy that spoke is willing to come, can come to our program. Mazi, there's nothing to hide there. They have, because they shut everybody off. They allow, they don't watch the program. All of them watch it because if they don't watch it, Chinas and should be ranting. CHIKA should be ranting. We are there ranting. They can't rant anymore because we are not playing saga. They use Simon to disrupt, to confuse the gullible ones that don't understand. And people feel with emotion. I don't deal with emotion. You must be man enough to understand. I live in a real world. I've seen things in life. And I know, and I have the discerning mind. What I teach my kid to know how to decide what is wrong and right. You can see it with your eyes, not disobeying. Disobey is different when you see somebody doing something wrong. In every sector in the world, they have their own code of conduct. I'm following the code of conduct of IPOB to letter. I don't care how you feel about it. I don't need you as a friend. You don't feed me. Even if I'm in a difficult position, you can't help me. So keep on your own lane. Like Oyende said, I don't have a permanent enemy, neither permanent friend. All I want is Biafra in a very clean heart with a clean hand. Not people that have soiled their hand. Oyende say we cannot kill. Remember the same Chinas Anworu congratulated Wazirike against Onyendu. Chinas Anworu said, if you mention, keep all sentiment aside to mention Biafra, Ojukwu, Wazirike, and Mazi Ikechukwu. And I asked you that, I said, what was his reason? The guy had this den before he said Onyendu suspended into EDOZIEM'S. But all the evil he planned, I'm not going to accuse him collecting money. They're calling him criminal. I defended him. I said, I have evidence for it. I don't talk anyhow. If they die me, I'll put it up here. They know I'm not the people that send the man on the ground. I will show you in your face. I will give it to you when you want it. I defended them, and I can prove that the person that put that particular message in that forum was the person, the JOHANNESBURG would have put today as a national coordinator in United Kingdom. He can't defend it. But they bring it there to mock themselves. I have the evidence. I'm just telling them to know, heads up. You want to come clean. If you know whatever I've done, so Mazi, all I have to say to my comrade is that you guys have done wonderful, and the voice, we have 10, we just played only 5, we have 10. For those that just saw the one who posted, I want to do saga with it. We have 10 voice notes, which you can replay it. Mazi, you know what I'm gonna do? I think we're gonna stream those 10 voice notes again and on the platform, leave it there. So or to put them on so they can see them. If they want to do more, they do. On Sunday, our comrades will appear in person now and give it to them the way they want it, on their own time. Mazi. There were my comrades. I want all of you to stay tight, and Merry Christmas to every single one of you, even those that believe in Christmas or not. It's on a holiday time. It's Merry Christmas. We have to marry. There were Mazi. And fellow Biafrans, those that have watched us and those that are going to watch, and those that pretend they are not watching, our enemy must listen to this. The cabal within IPOB, this is specifically for you. This is exclusively to the cabal in IPOB. Like when my comrade says, it's not a popular demand, it's exclusively to those evil men that want to destroy IPOB within, but we said no to your evil. Not why we are here. Mazi Ikechukwu knows. And Okike in heaven have given disciples, the real ones that don't talk, but they know themselves. That is why the gatekeepers don't just uproar anyhow. They will be there. You won't know who they are until they need for them. Then you will see them come out. Mazi, a good man. I know that today you have a very tight schedule. And because of Biafra, you cancel it. This is what we do to restore Biafra. There we go. And God bless you and your family, Dalo. And Biafrans at large.
Okay, Moses. Thank you so much.
You're a good man.
Hello, my wonderful people of Biafra. Hi, POP One Family. You know, like I said before, I am not a broadcaster, but I cannot sit back and watch this great thing our leader planted be destroyed. That's why I came out. Thank you all people for watching. And I pray that Chukwu Kikabiama will bless us, will bless our leader, will protect our leader, will bless our leader's family. And any man, any woman that's planning evil against this IPOB family, or ye jana wezele mmiri, or ye jana wezele mmiri. Like we say, we have done justice to it, and to our comrades in South Africa. I know you guys are ever strong. I know you guys are ego. What do you may akpalize ban ụmụ ọkwalago unu tipa akụkụ aka na tipa bụ aja unu South Africa tipa ka unu bụ Cape Town Pretoria ewere m aka unu enu tipa bụ aja ka unu bụ anwa ọdụs kaba akụkụ aka na tipa bụ aja ana akawa ya agbali because thank you so much. Ike on Sunday we are coming online and tell the world the reality and push the cabal to the lagoon. I had about an million. Ike. So I have to play this music. I will go on. Where me na? Yeah, thank you, Biafrans. Thank you, IPOB Worldwide. Yeah, from me from here. Good night.